Hello and welcome to Warhammer 40,000. Today we'll be seeing the Space Marines versus the Eldar. We are returning to the planet of Ere'Wen for part 2 of our slow grow campaign that is being plagiarized from deploymentzone.tv. I have to keep mentioning that I'm plagiarizing it because I don't know if it's uncool to take the ideas I saw on a play channel and then put them up on my own channel. And so just to make sure I'm not being rude about that, we'll just remind people where these good ideas actually came from. We're going to roll off for our mission, and we want to randomize everything as best we can. And we have a lot of places where we can draw missions from. So we have a lot of White Dwarf magazines. We have an open war deck. We have a lot of chapter approves. We have a couple of big rule books that are applicable. And so what's going to happen is my good friend, Farseer Goose, is going to take up a dice. On a 1 or a 2, we're going to pull from the White Dwarfs or the open war decks. On a 3 or 4, we're going to grab a chapter approve. On a 5 or a 6, we're going to grab a big rule book. Can I have that dice roll? That's a 1. So we're going to get into the White Dwarfs and the open war. On a 1, 2, 3, it's White Dwarf. On a 4, 5, 6, it's a open war deck. That is a White Dwarf magazine. We'll be back to you in a second. So the first mission we found on the White Dwarf, we just started at the old ones and started working forward, was from September of 2019. And it is a Dark Angels specific mission, but we're going to play it anyway. And it's called The Hunt. And we don't know who's hunting who just yet. But the last game, the elves got tabled. And so they might want revenge against the Space Marines. But the Space Marines also lost the fight. So they also may want some revenge too. So we're just going to roll that out. Right here, I got a 6, you got a 3. And then, hold on. So the mission rules say that the Dark Angels are the attackers. But we rolled for it anyway because we can do that because it's our game anyway. So I won the roll off. I'm going to choose to be the attacker. The mission rules are Eldrad becomes, well, you roll to see which character in your army becomes the special character. And Eldrad's the only character in the Farseer's army. And so he, by default, becomes that special character. And so I'm going to hunt him. If I manage to kill him, he becomes an objective on the field that I can claim. If I don't manage to kill him and claim him, it's a draw, and anything else he wins. We'll have to read that again one more time before the game's over. But there is a special deployment map to follow, and we will come back to you after we have deployed. Oh wait, we should talk about the armies first. So the army's the same as before, slow grow campaign at all. Starting with Captain Orvington with master crafted lightning claws and the Emperor's Sword Warlord trait. He's the star of the show, or I thought he would be the star of the show, but I know better now. I know Eldrad's the star of the show. Eldrad's always the star of the show. Got 2 squads attack marines. One has a laser cannon. The other one has a plasma rifle and a grav gun. And then I rolled, and I wanted really badly to get a land raider, but I got a land speeder. This is my army for the day. All right, and returning today, of course, the real star of the show, Eldrad Uthran, and instead of rolling last week, this army chose to take a dedicated transport, and I'm a little intimidated by it. But Farseer, what's in your army?
Eldrad is the warlord. I've got a unit of Dire Avengers with an Exarch, got a unit of Rangers, and then the Wave Serpent takes twin scatter lasers, a shuriken cannon. It's got vehicle upgrades, crystal targeting matrix, and then vectored engines and star engines.
And what's Eldrad take today?
Eldrad takes... His warlord trait is the Fate Reader. He's got Doom, Executioner, Mind War, and Smite.
All right, back with so we like to pull out of everything we got for missions because randomization is cool. This is this is a few years old now, and it wants us to deploy in this giant table. We're not gonna. I'm gonna shave that extra 9 inches off on here and here and just have a 9-inch deployment zone, because if I go the full 18 inches on this small 9th edition table, I'm going to be right up on them. So we're going to do it that way. So we got deployed. Everybody's ready to go. Things I forgot to mention. I forgot to mention my land speeder. Land speeder tornado, heavy bolter assault cannon with Brother Jake and Brother Elwood at the helm. And then I also forgot to mention that we are totally in 9th edition. But this is a game from a few years ago. I'm fairly certain it's early 8th edition. We have deployed. I'm on this side of the table.
We're keeping the random game length.
And we do have the random game length. There's a stratagem if I have command points at the end where I can extend it, but we'll get there. I got a tack squad with a las cannon up in the house. Captain Orvington's in the house as well. I got this tack squad here walking into the woods, not quite in the woods. And that said, land speeder also heading in the woods. Farseer Goose has a late wave serpent with, I assume, Eldrad and the Dire Avengers.
Everybody's in the Farseer.
Everybody's
in the wave.
The whole army's in the wave serpent, which is kind of crazy. Very defensive. I have the first turn, but this is an old mission, and I'm fairly certain that Mr. Goose might be able to steal. Give me a second to look that up. After the movement phase, not a lot has gone on. Small points game and all. The laser cannon squad, I gotta say las cannon. The las cannon squad up in the building, they stayed put. And the captain, he stayed in the building. And then this squad moved up 4 inches into the woods. The 2 special weapons have shots. I don't know how good they'll be. And then the land speeder tornado has moved up to the next woods. We're gonna come back with shooting. I wasn't gonna record the shooting phase at all because there's so little of it, but that's a really good start. We're at the end of the Space Marine shooting phase. This tank is rock solid. It took 3 wounds overall. It's sitting real comfortably, and it's about to come out and do a bunch of shooting, but it didn't care about getting shot at all. No charges, no morale. Eldar turn 1. So the Wave Serpent used to be here. It's now way over here on the edge of the board. It's advanced 2d6. It's looking right at my land speeder. It's the only Eldar unit on the board, and it's gotten pretty far away. So, Wave Serpent's going to shoot at the land speeder. It's going to have 8 strength 6 shots. These are shuriken cannons.
Scatter lasers.
Scatter lasers. Here come the scatter lasers.
Twin scatter lasers hitting on 4s.
Not the best shooting.
Not
bad.
3s.
Is it 3s? I think I might be strength 6. Winning on 4s, toughness 6. There's 3 wounds here to save at my regular armor save. Save. Oh, 1 gets through.
And then we've got...
Oh, there's more coming.
3 shuriken cannon shots.
I see 1 hit.
That don't wound.
No wound. That is the end of Eldar shooting. Are you charging into the cover?
I'm not charging.
And that is the end of Eldar turn 1. End of movement phase turn 2. The laser cannons, the las cannon squad has just pivoted a little bit. Take a look. The tactical squad in the trees, they moved forward just a little bit, but they haven't left the trees. The captain has moved way up. He's looking to get in. And then the land speeder tornado hasn't moved at all, thinking that eventually Eldrad's going to get out and something's got to suck up this might. It might as well be it. We're going to come back after shooting. Shooting phase is over. Land speeder did like a wound, maybe. It wasn't impressive. Over here, my sergeant with the combi plasma, he put a couple wounds on it. I was impressed with him. Up here, the las cannon, it hit, it wounded, and then the Wave Serpent failed its save, but a command point was sent and it made it save, and now the Wave Serpent's still on 7 wounds, going into Eldar turn 2. No charges, no morale. At the end of the Eldar movement phase, the Wave Serpent disembarked everyone. Eldrad backed up a little bit. Rangers went into the woods. Dire Avengers walked down here, probably to set up shots on my squad in the woods there. And then the Wave Serpent hopped up where it was and went all the way over here. And I think that the Wave Serpent recognizes that the threat to its life is the las cannon. We're gonna go into the psychic phase next, and I think the psychic phase is interesting enough to do on camera. We're gonna check with the Farseer. You know what you're doing?
I believe I do.
All right, what's first?
First, Eldrad is going to cast Doom on the land speeder on a 7.
Doom on the land speeder. I can't deny anything. That is a 3. That doesn't go off Eldrad.
But because he has the Runes of the Farseer, once in each psychic phase, I can reroll any number of dice for this model's attempt to manifest or deny a psychic
He's
power.
going to have to. He's not impressing yet.
He's not pressing yet.
Oh, but there's a peril of the warp.
But there's a peril of the warp. So because of Eldrad's Ghost Helm, I peril All right, we're gonna have to do this right then. So Doom goes off.
Doom
on a
goes
12.
off, because I cannot deny the Doom.
Eldrad will be +1 to his next cast. He takes D3 mortal wounds.
D3 mortal wounds. Eldrad takes 2
mortal
mortal wounds.
But then because of his Ghost Helm, whenever he suffers a mortal wound, adding 3 to the roll, if the mortal wound was inflicted as a result of the Psyker suffering the perils of the warp, on a 5-up, the wound is ignored. So I'm looking for 2s here.
2s.
And I take
3.
no mortal wounds.
Eldrad is, of course, just fine. He laughs at the warp because he's Eldrad. What's your next power, Eldrad?
Next, Eldrad is going to cast Mind War on buff Orvington.
We know how this went last time.
On a 7.
On a 7. Let's see if you get
+1
it.
because of his Spirit Link.
That is a 7.
Goes off. We are going to roll off and add our leadership, and the difference will be mortal wounds to buff Orvington.
Mr. Captain Orvington is going to be fine.
I got a 6.
I got a 5.
You take a mortal wound.
I take 1 mortal wound. However, because my army is warded, we're going to shrug that out of 5. Oh no, the captain takes a mortal wound. What's your third power?
My third power is Executioner. I'm going to cast on the squad of Tack Marines in the woods.
These men in the woods are going to get executed.
It's going to be on a 7 +2.
On a 7 +2.
It goes off.
I see a 2. I see a 6. That goes off. All right, hit me with the mortal wounds.
It's going to be D3. Cocked. For
2 mortal wounds.
mortal-
I need to save one of these or there'll be more mortal wounds. We're looking for 5s and 6s. No! Should I command point one of those? Is that dumb? I'm gonna command point one of those. I would love to keep these men alive. But no, that's a man. It's you, brother. This brother here's gotta go. And now there's more mortal wounds.
And now there's D3 more mortal wounds for 3.
3 more. This is no way to win the game. Oh, one's on the floor. Come on. That's on the floor. We're coming over here. All right, that's 1 more Marine. But in a game this small, every Marine loss hurts. Come on, brother. It's going to be you. Is that the end of your psychic phase?
Normally it would be. Eldrad only has 3 casts, but I'm going to spend 1 command point on Mastery of the Warp, I think it's called. It's an Eldar stratagem, and I'm going to smite the closest unit, because that's how it works.
Smite.
On +3, because
Because you're Eldrad.
I have Spirit Link. And it goes off on a 11.
On an 11, that is a D6. Uh-oh.
D6 mortal wounds on the Landspeeder for 5.
5? I can't deal with that, Eldrad. I can't deal with that at all. I need my land speeder, and that's why I'm going to get a bunch of 5s and 6s right now. I get just the 1. He takes 4 wounds.
4 wounds. Would you like small dice?
I would. I believe he has 2 left. He has 1 left, down to 1 wound.
Down to 1 wound.
Is that the end of your psychic
That
phase?
concludes the Eldar psychic phase.
I'm going to go on to shooting. All right, you see at the end of the shooting phase that my land speeder is gone. After the big psychic phase with Eldrad, it couldn't survive the shooting. Eldrad shot his pistol. He fired and faded all the way back in the corner, last stand style. These guys actually are the ones that finished the land speeder. It was cool. I also lost some men in this squad here, but that's the end of Eldar shooting. Are you going to charge anywhere?
No.
I didn't think you were.
He
It would
has
be...
5 wounds left?
Oh, and the captain here has taken a wound. He has 4 or 5 left. We'll know in a second. We're gonna have Space Marine turn 3 next. So it's the end of my movement phase. These men up here, they haven't moved. They're clearly gonna fire down at this wave serpent in a second. These men here had to move out of the woods. They had to move out of the woods, and they're gonna address these dire Avengers. We're going to shoot and charge them. They gotta go. This is the move I hate. I had to come up here with the captain. And he either has to jump these men into Eldrad, which is a 10 to maybe 12-inch charge, or he has to charge into these men and then eat the psychic might of Eldrad and Eldrad's charge. Yeah, it's all gone bad. This might actually have been a blunder, but he's a Space Marine. He is as arrogant as the day is long, and that's the decision that was made. Let's not forget he's wounded. Got my shooting phase now. Do that in a second. And a Space Marine shooting. Killed 2 dire Avengers with that squad there. The captain threw frag grenades and missed. And then we took 3 wounds off the Wave Serpent with the squad and the last cannon. Now, it's time for the captain to charge. Does he charge just the Rangers and try to eat the Psychic? Or does he try a 10 to 12 inch re-rollable charge? I gotta make that decision. So this might be my tactical blunder. I can go into the Rangers, probably kill all of them. Then Eldrad's going to Psychic Mike the heck out of me, shoot me, charge me. It's all bad. Now I could go into Eldrad, but because of the difficult terrain, it's a 12 inch charge with a chance to reroll. So 2 chances for boxcars, or do I try to survive Eldrad for a turn? I think the 2 chances for boxcars is too stupid. We're heading into the Rangers. We're gonna call this dice cocked. We're gonna call that cocked too. It can't stay out of the rocks. With a 7 will do it. Back in combat. 2 charges have gone off. The first is this tactical squad here has gone into these Dire Avengers. We're gonna do this real quick because the Farseer is out of command points. We want 3s. And that doesn't look bad. I can re-roll one of these. And so there's 1 miss on 7 dice. And then we're going to look for 3s again, because I am Strength Space Marine and you are Toughness Elf. And I see just 1 wound, no, 2 wounds. 2 wounds is better than nothing.
I need 4s, and then I need 6s.
Oh! The Eldar do not care. They will not submit to the crude Imperium, and they will not surrender their world. However, these guys are doomed. The captain has 4 attacks for being a captain. He gets 1 attack for Shock Assault. He gets 1 attack for the Emperor's Sword. He gets 2 for having a pair of Lightning Claws. How many Rangers you got in that squad?
5.
Gonna hit you on 2s. Gonna re-roll 1 of these because I'm a master artisan. But I missed twice. 2 misses, that's what I get for talking junk. Gonna wound you on 3s and re-rolling because I have Lightning Claws. I need to re-roll those. Just 4 wounds. Just 4 wounds at -2 for 2 damage each.
-2 is gonna be no armor save, I believe, because Rangers have a 5-up. And for 2 damage each, I need to make 8 feel no pains.
Yes.
Or no, because it's 4 wounds.
Yeah, so do it 2 at a time.
Yeah. So it'll be on the first guy, who dies. And on the second guy, who dies. And on the third guy, who dies. And on the 4th guy, who dies. They're gonna need a morale check.
However, it is your turn to strike back. You want to start with the Ranger or with the Dire Avengers?
I'm gonna start with the Ranger, because he's gonna fight valiantly and then bust. He hits. And he does not wound.
Well, I'm glad he made it to the game. Dire Avengers who held firm and are feeling like the heroes of the show, and they might be. Look at these heroes.
I got 2 Dire Avengers and an Exarch over there. They're gonna swing, hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s.
And wounding on...
Toughness 4.
5s. There's 2 wounds.
2 wounds on my Space Marines. It'll be embarrassing if the Dire Avengers kill a Space Marine.
No!
And they do! This brother is now Brother Embarrassment. Hello, my name is Embarrassed. All right, 1 relevant morale check. This guy here is so cocked, it's silly. There is a 6. He's like, I'm gone. Leaving Eldrad and the captain together alone in the woods. The initiative belongs to Eldrad. These men up here know cowardice. Because they saw the Wave Serpent run all the way over here to shoot my captain in the back. Is this how the story is played? Is this how the tale is told? Eldrad getting ready for single combat with a Space Marine captain. Has a tank shoot him in the back? I think that's what's about to happen. Everybody else stayed put here. Eldrad's out of the woods. Tank that's going to shoot a captain in the back is here, and that is the entirety of the Eldar army. Got Psychic Phase happening. Another Psychic Phase happening right now. Eldrad Uthran, the star of the show, the star of the whole story, is going to begin with what?
He's gonna smite the closest model.
Smiting.
On a 9.
On a 9. I cannot deny it. What's the damage?
For D3.
For 3 wounds. Oh no. Now this is where we find out. Does the Emperor protect? The Emperor does not really protect. We take the captain down to 2 wounds. Looking grim. What's next, Eldrad?
Eldrad is going to cast Executioner on the squad of Tag Marines who are engaged in combat with the Dire Avengers.
Uh-oh.
He's +1 right now. So
The turntables.
looking for a 7. Goes
Gets
off on
the
an 8. Looking for D3 wounds. 3 wounds.
Another 3 wounds, Eldrad. Action hero. And that is grim and tragic, taking the sergeant down to 1 wound.
And because it kills a guy, I do another D3 for 2 more.
All right, this is the point, though. The sergeant says no. The sergeant says, I will not fall. The sergeant has fallen. He's done. Left on the field is 1 squad of attack marines. And my poor captain over here, who's about to...
I'm going to cast Mind War, which is going to go off on a 7. That is so cocked. Goes off on a 7
That's
plus
a 7.
2, so it's a 9. We're going to have a little D6 roll off.
All right, I got to get my D6. This is of the utmost importance.
I get a 4.
Oh, my dice is super cocked. I get a 2. I'm going to spend a command point. I'm going to re-roll that 2 for a 3.
All right.
Or for a 5.
Nothing
Actually,
happens.
new command point rules. Do I get to re-roll that?
I don't know if it's one of the
I don't think I do.
specified things that you get to re-roll your command. Use your re-roll for.
I'm not even bothered looking it up. I'm fairly certain that it doesn't say I get to re-roll the Mind War dice.
So the original doesn't
It was
say
4 and 2, so I took 2 wounds. No, that was the Mind War dice. It doesn't say anything in the rulebook about that.
It doesn't.
So you roll the 4, I roll the 2.
You take 2 wounds because you're leadership 9, right?
Yes. I need at least 1, 5, or 6. I get a 6 and a 5. The captain is still alive. What else you got, Eldrad?
Uh,
A whole bunch of shooting?
I'm gonna spend a command point to master the warp so that I can cast 1 more power, and I'm gonna cast Doom on the captain, and it goes off.
The captain is now doomed.
Put this little target next to him so that the world knows.
The world knows that he has 2 wounds, he's doomed,
It's pretty heavy.
and he's about to take a lot of shots. He's metal. Metal. Getting into Eldar's shooting phase. Where are you starting, Eldar?
Dire Avengers with the captain.
Oh, why the captain? -1. He's in the woods.
Looking for 4s.
There's a lot of hits there. I am toughness 4. I'm a captain.
I'm looking for 4s. Re-rolling because you are doomed.
I see 2 wounds. Are there more?
So there's 3 at -3 and 2 at your regular armor save.
3 at -3. Oh no! All right, 2 at my regular armor save are 3s. He takes a wound. I'm gonna spend a command point, reroll 1 of those. Looking for that 3 again. No, he still takes that wound. Down to 1 wound left. The 3 at -3, I need 4 up. Iron Halo saves, or the captain dies. The captain has not survived the game. Goodbye, Captain. Good job looking good all day.
Goodbye, Captain.
Now, this wave serpent still hasn't shot.
I need a laser pointer.
Here, let's find the laser pointer.
Oh no.
You have a Marine.
I got a Marine.
Looks like the wave serpent's still gonna shoot.
I'm gonna shoot the shuriken cannon first. -1 because you're in a building, right?
Yes. No, it's...
Because I moved.
But a ruin...
Advanced.
Is a ruin dense?
It doesn't matter because I moved in advance.
There you go.
So 1 hit, wounding on 3s. There's a wound. A
There-
regular armor save.
My regular armor save is going to be a 2 up. Oh, that's super cut. Too many rocks. Oh, I take a wound, he dies. Oh, bam.
And then the twin scatter lasers hitting on 4s. Oh no! Wounding on 3s. There's 2 wounds, a regular armor save.
2 wounds on my regular save is going to be 2 ups. And I make both of the saves. And is that the end of your shooting? It is. No charges because My entire army on this side of the board has died. We are going to come back in Space Marine turn 4. We're going to see if we can't kill Eldrad with a las cannon, and that might be game. So the whole game's going to end up right here. Brother Rimshot with his laser cannon, pardon me, his las cannon. Don't mean to keep doing it. Brother Rimshot can see Eldrad down there. Now, I'm going to take a shot at Eldrad. And if I don't kill him, Eldrad's going to move right behind that tree for turn 5. And these men, they're never going to make it there. That's going to be game for the dirty, tricksy Eldar. But there's one chance for glory. Esteemed, venerable, longtime member of the Force, Brother Rimshot, is going to earn all the bragging I do about him right now. He's going to shoot Eldrad Uthran. He needs a 3. But he's a master artisan. He hits. He needs 2. He wounds at -3. Can Eldrad make a save?
I need a 3 up invulnerable save.
Eldrad lives. I believe that is the end of our game today. We're going to do the after game. Eldrad's going to get to level up, which would be the first time that we've seen that. The captain will have to roll for his life and death. He has nothing to lose, but he might not be able to come to the game tomorrow. But 2 games in a row for the Eldar. Ouch. So the Eldar win again. They won the last game as well. And because they've won, they've earned the right to score more points. For participating, I get 1 more point, taking me up to 2 points in the campaign. The Eldar are going to get 2 points, taking them up to an astounding 5-point lead, beating the Space Marine in the first 2 games of the campaign. And, along with our plagiarized rules, Eldrad has survived the game, and he's a character. He will get to level up. So a while ago, my woman got me a subscription to deploymentzone.tv, and it is just full of excellent game ideas. And I got super inspired, and I really wanted to play a campaign. And I took a couple of their campaigns, and I took their upgrade table, and I wrote it all down. And then to put it on a D20 to make it a little more psyker friendly, I added a couple little tweaks, and we're going to play the campaign the same way I saw it on deploymentzone.tv. And Eldrad is a character. He survived the game. He gets to level up on a D20. What do you got, Eldrad? Eldrad gets a 1. 1 is an inspiring leader. Eldrad gets +1 to his leadership, which will help him on his Mind War spell. He also, friendly units within 6 inches of Eldar, or Eldrad, get to use his leadership instead of their own. Eldrad has leveled up. I believe that's the end of our game. I don't get to level up. Oh, wait. There's one more thing. So we're playing at 21. And 21 could be a lot of games. 21 could go a long time. And we're going to be upgrading our characters as we go along. And there's a possibility that a character could get a lot of upgrades. So we want to make sure that the characters have some kind of threat. So we're going to roll for it. Now, you see the condition dead here? Should my man die, he doesn't really die. He just loses all the upgrades he has, and he takes a game off. And that way we keep our armies in balance, but we also keep the upgrades kind of in check, because the upgrades could get out of control. So, on a 1, a character dies, they lose all of their upgrades, they miss a game. On a 2 or 3, a character has to miss a game. On a 4 or 5, they get to play the next game. And on a 6, they play the next game, and they go ahead and get their upgrade as if they hadn't died in that game. And again, rules I've taken from Deployment Zone TV. I'm a plagiarist. So what I really want is to roll a 4, 5, or 6. It would be super great, but rolling a 1, 2, or 3 could really hurt my next game. Let's see what we get. It's a 5. We're doing all right for next game. So at the end of the game, with more of our plagiarized rules, we are going to roll. And on a 1, you get the HQ, 2 is troops, 3 is elites, 4 is fast attack, 5 is heavy support, and 6 is a flyer. Or you can choose one, or you get a maximum troops choice rather than a minimum. Now, on our own house rules, you can also choose to take a transport, but no one's choosing that this week. We're both rolling to see what we're bringing next week. So, Mr. Farseer, what you rolling? A 2. A 2 is more troops. And me, I'll roll as well. I want a 5 for a Land Raider. I get my 5. That will be a more interesting game next week. And I think that's the end of us today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.